This puppet show is
brought to you by CP and TM Studios. A funny story.
And it's about the yeast cell, which is a eukaryotic cell. As you can see, it has a nucleus. Yeast cells are a very common kind of eukaryotic cell. They vary in size, but are usually about 4,000th of a millimeter, which is 4 microns in diameter. Too small to see without a microscope. Yeasts are one-celled creatures that eat starches and sugars. Enzymes inside the mitochondria of the yeast cells use oxygen to break up the food molecules into smaller molecules and let out some energy for the cell to power itself. This process also makes some carbon dioxide molecules, and the yeast cell considers the carbon dioxide molecules to be garbage. It puts them into vacuoles and gets rid of them through the cell membrane. When there's plenty of food, yeast cells reproduce themselves to take advantage of it. To reproduce, most yeasts put out a small bud from one side of themselves. And this is a scar from a bud right here. Right here, you can see the scar. And then they...
What's a scar?
Well, it's like... It's split apart into two, and then this part is left is what's left. You can get a scar from if you get cut, you can get a scar. Like I have a scar right here when I had an operation. All right, now let me finish. Yeast can also reproduce in a more complicated way called meiosis. We won't go into that. Some yeast cells are always floating around in the air where they are too small for you to see. They like to get into berries and eat them. And then they get into the berry or another food, eat the starch and sugar, and poop out carbon dioxide. It's not the dirty poop, it's just the gas coming out. But you can call it poop. That's what makes champagne fizzy, and it's what makes bread rise. A lot of carbon dioxide gets in it. The word yeast comes from an old Indo-European word meaning bubble or foam. All forms of alcohol, like beer and wine, are made by certain yeasts that eat sugar and poop out alcohol. Yeast often get into food when we don't want them to and make it go bad, like when the cider gets fizzy and the orange juice tastes funny. When yeast gets a chance to get inside you, they can also cause diseases known as yeast infections. When babies get thrush in their mouth, for example, that's a yeast infection. Now I want to show you the chemical reaction involving glucose, which is a sugar. This is glucose. C6H12O6. The yeast will eat this. It will produce 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, of alcohol, and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. And that is a reaction that gives the yeast energy. It produces energy, and it allows the yeast to do the things it has to do. So thank you for your attention, and as usual we have the characters. Wally, Miss Eve,
Directive Eve.
We have, what's this guy's name? Bullseye. Enough, Eve. We have Fur of Phineas, 1.
Hey, where's Perry?
I am a platypus and I do much. And we have Agent P. We have the alien. We have Woody. We have Ferb. Well, Phineas's friend. We have Phineas number 1. And we have the Mr. Potato Head. Okay, is that everybody? Thank you for your attention, and the lamp would like to say a few words.
Because I'm a pimp. Wait, we forgot the wild buzzards. Get the wild buzzards down.
All of them, or just the 2?
All of them.
And we have the 6 Wild Brothers.
Put them all on the where the lamp is supposed to be. And they'll... Okay, I'm going to use the YouTube editor. I'm going to delete the poll with you seeing them all.
Okay, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time.